Let me clear my throat. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Somebody pass around the offering. Since I'm always preaching on tracks, you feel me? I'm out here getting paid for it. Sermon of the day. You right where you supposed to be, baby. Informant, that information for me. Important, you get a portion of fortune pouring. Confession, fortunately, blessings on now they snoring. You mellow, so focused on scoring. Got your underperforming. I never expect something, never assume nothing. Judging me for my past, but that's why I'm triumphant. I don't demand, I know where I stand like engineer hands. Watch how my life pans. Cut that game plan. Show out like a jotter. Pop out like a crosser. Telling the kick rock, skipping the country squares like Husker. This gonna be my mood to my beat drop. Putting my boogie shoes in my diddy boots. Ain't don't stop. I'ma make the rest of my life live. Yeah, I'ma make the rest of my life live. Gonna make the rest of my life the best of my life. Yeah, I'ma make the rest of my life live. I'ma make the rest of my life live. Gonna make the rest of my life the best of my life. Congratulations on the celebration. I know I'm dope without a need of a validation. No congratulations on no celebration. I know I'm dope without a need of a validation. Yeah. If having hope is dangerous, call me evil Knievel. You leading on the wrong side, living with pens and needles.
Happy Thursday, everybody. How you guys doing? Welcome. I think my hair's looking crazy. Happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome to what night? My favorite night. It is Thursday night with me, your girl, Lady Dawn B. And I am glad to be in the building. I hope that your week has gone well. I hope that you are feeling amazing. And I hope that you are ready for another great night with conversation and discussion. It has been an amazing month, a great week. And I want to thank everyone for tuning in and for sharing with us on this journey. I can't believe that May is pretty much over. Tomorrow's the last day, and we are getting ready to hit the middle of the year, the halfway point, and let the rest of the year just keep going. So I hope everything has been good for you. So good evening, everyone. Again, welcome to Thursday night with me, your girl, Lady Dawn B. For some reason, I feel like I haven't seen y'all. I don't know why. It just seems like it's a long time, but I'm glad we're in the house. So I'm going to ask you to like, subscribe, and share. Bring a friend, invite somebody, get them into this good conversation. I promise you, it is always good here. You know, you never know what to expect on Thursday nights. So get your seatbelt on, or maybe not. Let's just, take the rough ride, see where we land. So I just want to, again, thank you for joining us. And it would not be, we would be remiss if we did not pay homage and salute to the queen of the Bravo Network in the person of Pastor Sheila Ingram. I call her my Auntie Bravo. She is my mentor in these YouTube streets, and I appreciate her ever so much. So salute to you with a Bravo, as she so graciously, as I always say, yields me this captain's chair every Thursday night. Come spend time with you. So good evening to everyone. Those of you who are up in the silent section in the expensive seats, we see you. We thank you for joining us. As always, invite you to come on down to the comment section. It is safe. We have security here. So, you're in good hands. You're in good hands. Don't worry. We got you. And who else do we see in the building on tonight? We have the greatest moderator to ever grace these YouTube streets in the person of N.A. Kenya. We thank you. Good evening. How are you, beautiful? I hope you are doing well. We also have, I'm not sure why he's on that side, but he could be on this side. We also have, who we have? We have the co-lead moderator of the Men's Lounge. He is no stranger. We all know him. He's the encounter and the experience, also known as Pastor Christopher Newton, aka the Psalmist Voice. He says, let's go. We ready. I'm glad that you are ready. We're going to have a good conversation on tonight. So before I bring our guest up, and he is not a stranger here either. He has been on this platform before. We had an amazing time. He came and shared in our our Love Marriage Ministry segment as our special guest, and he shared from his book called The Huddle, which was amazing. He is a dear friend of mine, longtime friend, dear brother. He is who I call my prophetic boss. He is so many things and everything. He's an entrepreneur. He's a dad. He's a bishop. He's a prophet. His hands are in multiple things at the same time and just doing them all well. Just an amazing person. He is a relationship coach. He's a business owner. He has a whole product line called Life Living in Fullness Every Day. He is the curator of our prayer room called Life, which is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Clubhouse and Facebook. If you don't know him, you will know him. I promise you, it is going to be good. So before I bring him up, and we have a few of our squad members who will be coming on. Some of the men from the men's lounge are going to be coming up, sharing a little bit. Some of our ladies from the ladies room, and some of our other guests, our other people who are part of the Thursday night squad who come and share regularly will be joining in this conversation. So again, like, subscribe, and share. Bring some people into this space and help us get this good information out. So before I bring him up, I do want to say, as I always do, put out that disclaimer. We are not experts. We are coming on here to share our life experience. We are sharing our gems and jewels. We are sharing from our well so that we can help someone else along this life's journey. Okay, that's number one. Number two, while we are Christian, okay, individually, this is not, Bravo with Sheila Network is not a Christian network. Okay, so we have conversations about many things. We respect everyone's thoughts, feelings, opinions, religious beliefs, spiritual beliefs, whatever your moral compass is. We respect it. We appreciate you sharing from your position. And we just always ask that we be respectful to one another in our comments, respectful to one another in our reception, and respectful to one another in how we receive everyone's opinions. Okay, so those are the house rules for tonight. And I am, like I said, I'm excited. I am happy, and I am looking forward to getting into this conversation. And it's going to be an open dialogue on tonight. We don't have nothing too hard pressed. Just wanted to be able to have some free space over here on Thursday nights. We have real talk with real resolutions, and that's what we come to do. So we're going to have a free flow of conversation. We're going to make it do what it does, and we're going to get it popping. All right. So without further ado, I first want to bring up our special guest on tonight, the honoree to share in this conversation. Like I said, he is none other than the relationship coach extraordinaire, prayer warrior, prophet, bishop, entrepreneur, father, a million and one things. He's no stranger, but y'all give him a good bravo on tonight as we bring to the platform our special guest. He's author, right? So many things, I couldn't think of everything. He is the author in the person of Bishop Michael Claiborne. Tonight he comes in his coach hat. So come on and say hi to the people, sir.
Hey, family. Hi, y'all. I hope you guys can hear me very well. I am excited about being back with my friend and with the family, Lady Dawn, my prophetic administrator, but my friend first and foremost, and my co-laborer in this telephone that we call Clubhouse and Facebook. She rocks with me, and so I am grateful. Amen. Glory be to God that the Lord crossed our path back again. For many years, we've known each other and have praised God together. All over New York City and some other places, North Carolina and a few other places. Amen. Right. But I'm grateful that the Lord has brought us back together in this space, and it's been just so amazing. I'm glad to be back here in Grown Folks. I call this Grown Folks kind of night. Thursday night is lit and live every Thursday night. So I'm grateful to be back here.
Yes, I'm glad to have you. We're glad to have you. You know, we keep it live here. This is where we can come and put our titles down and be ourselves. Now, you know, I tell them if y'all want some good word, I promise you we got that too. But that you got to go across the street, right across the street. If you leave the Bravo with Sheila Network studio, you go right across the street to the Sheila Ingram Ministries Network. You can't miss it. And over there you get good word. 7 days a week. I promise you. Pastor Sheila's on there. It's about every day sharing stuff. We have the Women of Grace over there. They are amazing. At least twice a week, they on there sharing some words. So if you need a good word, go on over there. You know, we're going to end up over there at some point. We're going to go over there and do what we do. But tonight on this side of the street, we come to have real, raw conversation for real resolutions, because we don't always get that space to really talk real talk. And we want to try to help improve relationships. We want to create a safe space here so that people can talk real. You know, some things that we want to say but we don't say because we're afraid within our relationships to speak up and say whatever might be on our minds and what we're feeling, because you don't want to offend. But there's a right way to say things and there's a wrong way to say things. You know, we have to learn how to say stuff so that we can get the results that we want. And Nate Kenya says, glad to have you back, with at least 4 exclamation points. So she is happy to see you, as we all are. Again, like, subscribe, and share. And tonight we wanted to just have some open dialogue about relationships. We enjoyed you so much when you came on. Love Marriage Ministry segment. We gotta have you back on there. I think you're gonna be like the resident expert or something. I'll have to work something out with you, because you know Thursday nights is live. But you shared so much from your book, The Huddle, and it was so amazing. And those were just tidbits. So I encourage you all to go to his website and get that book. But before you get to the huddle, guess what? You got to get to the safe space. You got to get to the safe place in our relationships. And he's going to help us understand how to do that. The Psalmist Voice, Pastor Chris, says, what's good, Bishop? Let's go. You know, maybe he will come up a little later. We don't know. Maybe he'll drop by. I'm not sure. We'll see. Because, you know, that's your boy. He keeps it live. But we also have, before we start getting into this conversation, I just want to also bring up Anitra Ace Carter, my kin. She's going to be joining us. There she goes. How you doing, my kin?
Good evening. How are you? I'm doing well. Thank you. Chief Commander, how are you, sir? I think you're pausing.
Oh, you frozen, Bishop. He's freezing.
He's outside. You got to get inside. Get inside.
Okay, there you go. You're moving now. She said you're outside.
She needed to turn on her good Wi-Fi. Turn on her good Wi-Fi.
Really? Okay, sir. Okay. Too early.
Too early for the Wi-Fi to be acting like Wi-Fi. So Anitra is here. Like I said, we just want to have open dialogue, and a few of our other Thursday night squad members are going to be popping in and out to share with us in this conversation. But for those of you who are watching, again, like, subscribe, and share. Invite a friend. Please feel free and open to put your comments and your feelings, your expressions into the comment section so we can read them, address them, and at any point there's something that is said that sticks with you, say something. If it's something that you hear that you want more information on, say something. If you have any questions, say something. We have the relationship coach in the building to help us. So this month has been an amazing month. Every Thursday night has been fantastic. So tonight we want to get into this conversation. And so I want to start by asking Bishop, the good relationship coach, on tonight to share what inspired, because he's going to be sharing his other book, Her Lap, His Safe Place. I believe that was the first book you wrote?
Yes, okay. Absolutely. My first book.
Right. So with his first book, and I have it too. I got his book, and it is good. It is a good read. It's good information. Ladies, you better learn how to make these two legs when you sit down and you put them together and you build a lap. You better learn how to make it. Okay, we keeping it. It's not even 8:30, but I'm starting already. Okay, I'm just saying. Put your two good legs together. Put them together, and let them create the lap. You know what I'm saying? Make the lap. Now, the lap might be appealing, but you got to learn how to make a safe place. Not just appeal, but let it be safe. Come on, somebody say, my lap is safe. Come on, help somebody. Put it in the comments.
Absolutely.
So I want to ask you, Coach Claiborne, tell us what was the the inspiration behind this book? How did it come about?
Well, how it came about, I had gone through some things in my previous marriage, and just being a person that, because of ministry and because of all that I do, a lot of times you don't know who you can really talk to, who you can share with. But the one person that you want to share with usually is the person that you sleep with. And so you want to be able to share everything with her. And I remember asking my wife about a safe lap, and she had said to me at that time, no. So when I went through my divorce, I'm real big on relationships. I've had relationships retreats over and over again, and I teach on marriage. I teach how to make marriage win, and how to create an environment for marriage to win, and especially an environment where men can be, and this is a word that a lot of men hate, or maybe people hate, vulnerable. And so men struggle with vulnerability, and I keep trying to tell women that men struggle with vulnerability and being and showing certain sensitive sides of us, because all of our life we have been taught to not be sensitive. All of our life, ever since we were babies, we were taught, as little boys, that we fell down and our little sister fell down, we could be the exact same age. They're going to pick my little sister up. They're going to put her on the lap. They're going to allow her time to cry, but they're going to say to the son, get up. Big boys don't cry. Now I'm only 3. I'm only 2. So to say big boys don't cry, I'm not a big boy as of yet. But what you did was you took away my ability to be vulnerable and to show emotion. So you took that away, and so now my whole life I'm at the space to not be able to be able to share that. So in relationships, so when I went through my divorce, I went to therapy. We Black folks, we need to go sit down in somebody's couch. We need to. I always tell people, as now my new mantra as a pastor and a preacher is, you need an altar and a couch. You need both of them. You need to be able, because some things are not demonic. Some things are just issues that we are dealing with emotionally and mentally. So I went to a therapist, and I was able to go through therapy. I was going a week. I was going a couple times a week, and then it went down to weekly. And I was going to therapy. And one time my therapist said to me, you need to write, because we know that writing is therapeutic, and they will teach you that writing is very therapeutic, along with Oprah talks about that as well. I've heard Tyler Perry talks about that's how they got into what they did, because they started writing. So I said to her, what should I write about? Now here is the caveat. I'm an amazing preacher. I study the word. I understand God, but I have no high school diploma, no college degree. So writing is definitely not something that I focused on. God speaks to me. I share, and I tell people, if you took my book to understand my lessons, all you're gonna see is a topic, maybe some scripture. Everything that people hear comes straight downloaded from God, or what the Lord has taught me and showed me and shared with me. Now, that being said, she said to me, well, write about what you're passionate about. I said, I'm passionate about marriage, but you see how that went. So I was making a fun, and she said, write about that. So I was really like, obviously I can't write about that, because you see how that went. She said, write about that, because every time I hear you talk, I have never heard a man so passionate about marriages winning. So I sat down and began to think about what was the areas and the things that it was a struggle and things that was the area. And I began to do a deep dive discussion into a biblical story that we have killed this woman for so many years, and people still do it. I tell them, I would sit down and argue with anybody and tell them the way that they have described Delilah and what the church have done to Delilah. I would tell any bishop, any pastor, sit down with me, and I'll tell you where you're wrong. I will show you where you're wrong. First and foremost, they made Delilah a prostitute. Delilah was never a prostitute. There was no scripture that says that she was a prostitute. There was none whatsoever. They make Delilah a whore. There's no scripture that says that she was a whore. None whatsoever. Somebody said, well, how could you say that? Well, the verse before we get to Delilah, the Bible said he slept with a prostitute all night long. If Delilah was a prostitute, why didn't he just go to her first? So we know that it is not true. But what was it about this woman that the Philistines say he loved her? Now, you and I know, and Nitra and Lady Dawn, to move to a space of love from a man, meaning they had a relationship that was off the books that we never saw. They had a relationship. It doesn't say he slept with her. There was no scripture that says he slept with her. So here again, I'm going, okay, he didn't sleep with her. What is it about this woman? What did she give him? She created a safe space for him. How do I know? This man, all his life, he is taught that he cannot be vulnerable. You are strong. Remember, that's what God tells them about her. You can't drink certain wines. You can't cut your hair. You can't be with certain people. All he knows is he's strong. But this man is also human. So who can he be vulnerable with? You can tell that he's immature and he wants to have these places because what? He does things that he wasn't supposed to do. He eats from a dead carcasses. He's marrying a woman that he should not marry. He is really acting out because he wants somewhere to be vulnerable. He can't be vulnerable with his mom and daddy because all they see him as strong. So he cannot be vulnerable there. So what does he do? And so in this, I open up this story, but I open up this story to be able to help women to know that you have a Samson, or should I say a Superman, but can you handle his Clark Kent? And I really break down the dual sides of a man that most men really want to be vulnerable. He wants to open up. The first lap that he wants to be vulnerable with is his mama. But what if his mother is not a safe place? So now his whole life, until you get to him, he has no place to be vulnerable. The problem with men being vulnerable to a woman is he will never trust you if he thinks, first and foremost, you talk too much. If he see you talking to your girlfriends, talking to your mama, or speaking bad about the church member, he is never going to be vulnerable because men is funny. But if he tells you that, you cannot turn around and use it against him. We'll get deeper into that. So this came out of what I needed and what I was longing for and what I was missing. And in my therapy, I found a person that I didn't even know was lost, and that was Michael. I always knew who Prophet Claiborne was. I've been Prophet Claiborne since I was 19 years old. My family called me Prophet Claiborne. The people I was married to called me Prophet Claiborne. Everybody called me that. To the point is that I wouldn't even let you call me Michael. I felt that it offended. But the therapist helped me to understand. She asked me who Michael was, and I didn't have an answer because I didn't know who he was. I had lost him at 13 years old and didn't know who he was. And no one created a space for Michael to come back out.
No, this is good. This is good all by itself. All of that right there is a whole book by itself. Before you even get into this book, that's a whole book in itself. Yeah. But you brought out so many great and amazing points. And you have said in the prayer room, that the church, we've become so funny in that we try to over spiritualize everything. And we feel that a shout over it, or the fallout over it, or the speaking in tongues over it, and this is just from the church perspective, whatever your moral compass is, whatever that is for you, that's for you. But y'all know I'm a God's girl, so you're going to get some Jesus every single time. Say it every week. But you made the point about we need a church and a couch, prayer and a couch. We need the shout and a couch. Yep. Because like you said, everything is not demonic. Some things are just life. Some things are just us. It is not, even if something is demonic, guess what? You had to create an opening for that, whatever it is, to enter and for it to have life. So it's still, we have to be our own gatekeepers, in that area. It's so interesting what you said about going back to the beginning, like for a man, it is true how we condition our children from birth. And we do this injustice to our kids. We're repeating cycles that should not be repeated. So we have to break them somewhere because like you said, I'm a single mom of a son. My son's 22 years old. I tell people when he would fall down and, he hurt or anything that happens in his life and he starts crying, I've never been one to tell him don't cry. I'll tell him don't cry long. Well, don't cry. Like you can cry, but if it's 6 hours later and you still crying, bro, we not doing that. We're not doing that. And you know why we not doing it? Because me as a woman, I don't do it.
Right.
I don't give myself 6 hours. I give him the same grace because we have to take that gender off and think of them as human beings. And I think that's what happens with a lot of men, that we take away your right to be human and your right to have feelings. Because like you said, the first place that Samson that desired, or a man desires to have a safe place, is his mother's lap. That's where he learns what that safety feels like.
Yes.
And I think that's why a lot of men go out and get involved with women who are of a negative character, because they don't know what that safe lap feels like. Because we as moms, some of us women, we got to own it. We have failed and we're doing what we've been taught to do.
Yes.
But at some point, we have to become responsible when we see it's not working. You know, we're sending our men out ill-prepared and wounded. I don't want my son to go out ill-prepared. I know the stuff I've been through in a relationship, and I don't want to send out into the world or reproduce the type of men that I've had that have caused detriment to me. Nah, bro.
He's always looking for places to protect his heart, because that's what you told him. You taught him, don't cry. Big boys don't cry. So what you taught me is to protect my heart. You taught me to find safety somewhere. So he's always looking for something. So he puts his work up to protect his heart. He gets with a gang to protect his heart. He does everything he can because he really wants to show another side, but he doesn't know how to show. So it's always being He-Man. I always got to be that. So I got to do all the man thing. I got to lift weights. I got to do everything to show that I'm strong. It's always the Samson syndrome. Because Samson is told from birth, you are strong. And that's what we did to our sons. And so he spends his whole life being strong. I'm a man up. I'm not going to let no tears. Everything is man up, man up, man up. So he spends his whole life manning up, when in actuality, God did not just give women emotions.
Right.
When you cry, I cry. I got tear ducts like you got tear ducts. If you get hit and it hurt, I get hit the same way. It hurt. We feel pain. I get angry like women get angry. I can get mad. I can hurt. With the same emotions was not just given to one. He gave it to human beings. The problem is you have made me suppress that, and now I got to always man up. And so in everything that I do, I got to show the strong side. I got to be better in sports. I got to be better at my job. I got to be better at my company. Everything is man up. And so when it comes to you and I, the place where I should be able to be vulnerable, the place where I should be able to be soft, what happened is now I'm dating these women who struggle between femininity and masculinity. And so now there's a whole thing of now you want to be strong because you've been raised maybe single parent. So you want to be strong. Y'all get in a marriage and it becomes this tug of war of who's stronger than the other, when somebody ought to come in, because when God created man and woman, he did an amazing job. We didn't have to change it. He did an amazing job. God shows the wholeness of God. Man is the masculinity of God, his strength, his stability, his protection, his covering. Woman is the sensitivity of God, his nurturing, his loving, see, God, if you really study God in the wholeness, he is both strong and sensitive. He loves us with all his heart. He is the double-breasted one. He is the one that we can come to him. That's the sensitive, the female side of God. The male side of God is he gonna protect you. He gonna fight for you. He gonna cover you. He gonna provide. He's my Jehovah Jireh. He is my everything. When God made man and woman, he made both of them together, and that makes the whole God. So I am not without her. She is not without me. The problem is that in this generation, we both trying to be the same thing, and here now we got a problem because we've lost what God was trying to create, and that was the wholeness. You need to be able to come to me, and I am your protection. I am your strength. But on the same token, I need to be able to come to you, and you are the nurturing side. And so I need to have some place. And I'm working on my other book, which is the sequel. His chest is her secure place. Women don't lay on men's lap. Women lay on men's chest. And when she lays on his chest, she feels secure. His arms are strong for a reason. The reason why he has biceps and triceps, so that when she falls into his arm, she know he got her. I should be able to lay on your lap. And no, your lap is soft for two reasons. It is soft enough to catch my tears, but it should be solid enough to keep my secrets. We're going to get into that.
You better watch your voice, sir. You better watch your voice, okay? I know I'm putting my bid in right now for your book about, his chest. I just need a chapter on the shoulders, because it's something about the shoulders.
We broad. Yeah, okay.
Come on. Something about the shoulders.
Because he should be able to carry the weight of all that a woman is, all that a woman has, all that she can do. He's supposed to be able to carry the weight. We're built that way for a reason. One of the greatest people I love is the lion and the lioness.
Yeah.
That is, I teach it all the time, because both of us know who we are. But neither one of us are afraid of who we are. Everybody else is afraid of the lioness. Everybody's afraid of the lion. The only person that's not afraid of the lion is the lioness. She's not afraid of his war or anything, but she respects it. Because if you watch how they interact, she doesn't come in broad. She doesn't come in bright brazen towards him. She eases up to him, not because she's afraid of him, but because she respects him. And when that is so, no matter what she does, she can walk out and never have to look over her shoulder. As long as he's standing behind her, nobody is going to bother her because of that is the relationship that I am trying to get our people back. That you would create a king, which is the lion, and you would be a queen, which is the lioness. If I can get that dynamic back, I am going to help some people to understand the importance. As this book is saying, her lap is really his safe place.
As it should be. As it should be. Anitra, I want you to jump in, but I do want to greet some people. Come on, y'all. Like, subscribe, and share. The bishop has taken off his bishop's hat for a little bit and put on his coach hat tonight. So, you know, he's coming with some extra gems on tonight. So I want to say, hey, Veronica, thank you for joining us. Hope that you like, subscribe, and share to the channel. We are glad to have you as a part of the Bravo family. Once you in, that's it. Once you show up, you belong to us now. Alicia, it's good to see you back, baby girl. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad you were able to make it into the building. She says she is glad to be here and she has missed everyone. We missed you too, sis. Good to see you in here. And I want to say hey to Disciple Spencer in the building on tonight. What's good, sis? Glad you made it. She said he was looking for a safe place. And she went on to say, well, she said, that's it. That's all. Oh, we also have Lady T, who is my bestie literally in life. That is Lady Tawana Bryant, the good evangelist, my sis. Hey, bestie, love you, girl. Thank you for popping on. And your boy, the psalmist voice, Pastor Chris says, preach, sir, stop the madness. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we getting some good gems. Her lap, his safe place, y'all. And listen, if you're enjoying the conversation, again, like, subscribe, and share. And I'm telling you, go to his website and get this good stuff. This is we just give you a little something to whet your appetite, you know, just a little appetizer so that you can go get the full meal in his books. So come on, Anitra, jump in this conversation, share something with us on tonight about what we've talked about so far.
Ooh, I don't know if I can come on behind the good Coach Bishop Prophet. You know,
right.
he's
awesome.
a lot of stuff. And of course, I do have the book as well. It is a wonderful, wonderful tool and guide when you're trying to figure out, just as a woman, how to be there for a man. And one of the key things that you were saying that I really like is talking about how God created each of us. And with God in his wholesome and who he is, the vastness of God, both strong and feminine, masculine and feminine, but he also gave all of that to us. If we're created in his likeness, then we all obtain that, right? So a man does have the vulnerability side that we also often, I have a son too, so I get it. I was also like you, Lady Dawn, where I was like, I'm gonna let you cry, but not for too long. Yeah. I need you not to do it so long, but I am like that myself as well. I definitely is like, okay, feel your emotions so you know what it is. You can determine what this is. I'm feeling sad, angry, hurt. But now that I know the emotion, now I've got to deal with it. So one of the things that I love, the take that I want to say Bishop all the time, Coach Claiborne. Samson and Delilah, because if you look at that, Samson was groomed to be strong, but he needed a vulnerable place. Everything about Samson was only talked about his strength. The only time you saw him vulnerable is with Delilah. You didn't see it anywhere else. And I think that it's a great tool. When I read the book, I realized how much we did miss in that story, how much we actually overlooked in that story. And even the somewhat, this is just my spin on it. Don't take this because it's live, Coach. If you try to take this, everybody said it. Even if we look at Delilah, she was a part of the plot. She was manipulated as well to turn him over. She didn't, because it's almost like they were telling her he's supposed to be strong. I just want you to tease him a little bit to get it out of him. So she was a part of that ploy they had against Samson, right? So I love the fact that she did everything you said. Like when I read your book, though, I was like, wait a minute, let me go back. I studied my word. Now, what he talking about for real? very much so, she was that he loved her. How did he love her if she was just this prostitute, as so they said? How is there not a relationship already built? There is no man that I know I have ever been with that is going to automatically lay in my lap and tell me everything that's about him.
Not one.
Not one. Not a one. I don't care. The most sensitive man is not going to tell me all his secrets if I don't create an atmosphere and an environment that's so inviting and so secure. Like this is something that takes time. We want things right away, but it takes time for a man to fully, truly trust you.
You better believe it.
And he has to also see your humanity. We have to see that's the part that most people miss. Love is not real until you've seen that person's humanity. And when I say humanity, I'm saying that flawed part, that not so perfect part, that not well put together part. Like Lady Dunn, I was talking about my hair too. But when you see your hair not so right, you're not so perfect, and you do make slip-ups and mistakes, when you see that, can you love me? Can you love me when you see that I'm not the bishop? Can you see me when I take my robe off? Can you see when I'm not prophesying? You know, I love the fact that you said when she asked you who was Michael, you had to then go and say, I don't know. I think many people, especially leaders in ministry and leaders across corporate America in the marketplace, when you ask them who they are, they're going to first give you what they do.
Yes.
Come on.
Not what they are. They're going to give you what they do. When anytime you ask, well, tell me something about yourself. I noticed even with myself, you know how you get in a forum and they go, tell me something about yourself. And the first thing you say is, I have kids. This is what I work for the Air Force. Is that all that you are? You don't say the automatically. I don't say, you know, I love to watch Bridgerton. I'm kind of goofy and quirky in my ways. You don't say that kind of stuff because you don't feel comfortable enough to let that out. So what you let out is what you do and what people see you are as far as a leader, a parent, what is called the societal norms.
Yep.
But not until you create a space where then I can talk to you and say, you know what, this is who Anitra is. Because I now feel like you won't judge her. And that if Anitra disappoints you, that's going to be okay. You're not going to throw her away because she disappointed you. And it's the humanity side as human beings that we have a problem with. We have a problem with a person's humanity. And so I'm again, it's a great book. And the Samson and Delilah story has definitely taken on another thing. And I'm with you with those shoulders because I'm gonna need you to hold me up. You know what I mean? Can I really lean on you? You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? Look, I know Pastor Chris coming up because I know he got so much to say. But again, it's the humanity side, and you're absolutely right. Of course, you don't want and to be honest, I don't want a crybaby, but I want someone to be vulnerable with me. I want the man that I spend my life with to be able to tell me that I'm not okay today. How can I show that I'm a wise woman if I never get the opportunity to be wise?
That's
good. That's good. And that takes something you said that is important. It takes time to get him there. You can get him there. You have to create a space. I'm working on this. I'm saying this here because I don't want Anitra to steal it, but I'm saying this here. But I am working on, and I don't want the rest of it. But I am working on, or I've finished it, but I'm working on when I'm going to launch it. But something that you guys are going to absolutely love, and I know you're going to sign up for it. I have worked on these modulars, and I am working on an 8-week course, or I've finished written it on called The Lap. And it means LAPE, learning another perspective. Learning another perspective. And don't write that down. Don't write that down. Okay. And so
I can take notes. I can take notes though. I can take notes.
Yeah, you can take notes.
Because I back you up.
Yeah. And so what I'm going to be teaching is people are going to go through an 8-week course because you have learned one thing. I'd have to deprogram you to reprogram you. And many of our women, especially women of color, have come from a single family or a single mother who taught them you got to be this, you got to be where you got to be strong. And so those are the women that we're dealing with. And if you're not dealing with women in a young age, I'm dealing with women that are in their 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s, who have taught themselves a perspective on how their life should be for a man. But I want to teach you learn another perspective of how to create. People talk about the soft life, but wait till when I finish with this course, you're going to create a whole soft environment. I want to take women back to where they're supposed to be, a whole environment that will allow both of us to function, to grow in. If you create that environment, if I create an environment, because women keep saying if a man creates an environment of strength, she can go into this environment of softness. But that's not always true. And the mere fact is that if your program has been that you have always got to be in competition. Again, the lioness is never in competition with the lion. She knows who she is. When she walks through the jungle, everybody moves out of her way. She don't even have to be hungry. They just know who she is. The same way with him. She knows who she is. She knows her roar makes a difference. As a matter of fact, the lioness is the one that does all the killing. So this woman, this female know who she is. No one knew that because lions do none of the killing. Lioness does all of the killing for the food. She knows who she is, but she also recognizes and respects who he is. And we want to move into that space. So I'm working on that because I want to teach people how to create an environment so that he can being vulnerable doesn't mean I'm soft. Being vulnerable says that some days I can come home and say, I'm not feeling this, or I'm having a bad day. And you should be able to create that environment of where here's a word that you're looking for, Anitra, a judgment-free zone. That we both can be able to be in a judgment-free zone place. That you can talk to me and I still see the preaching Anitra or Lady Dawn. I still see the business you. I still recognize all of that. But in this domain we live in, you're talking about Bridgerton. My God, that's my show. But in this domain that we live in, because on that whole series, everybody's always got to be uptight. Everybody's got to always be on their best. Everybody's got to always look their best. Where is the moment where I just not my best? Where is the moment where it's okay to just be? In y'all case, if I was to you all, in the case of Michael and Anitra, or Michael and Dawn, not Minister Anitra or Elder Dawn or Prophet Claiborne. Like in my home, can I just be me and be cool with that? And here's the problem. Many times Superman cannot be Clark Kent. Let's go real quick. Mm-hmm. Lois Lane knew who Clark Kent was. They were friends. She loved him. She never knew who Superman was because he had to always go somewhere and hide to be him. He had to change into him in a phone booth. He had to go somewhere and hide. Usually it's the other way around, but let's stick with the story. He had to go somewhere and hide. But he was afraid to show who he really was to her. But the moment she found out what made him love her and wanted to marry her, the moment she found out he was Superman and Clark Kent, she didn't change who she was. She showed him, I love both of you. And then he was able to now be open with her. What happens when you have always seen your husband or your man as Superman, and then when you see him as Clark Kent? Can you handle both sides of him? Can you handle all of those areas of him? Can you handle him being just that person? The problem is that Samson is strong all the time. Nobody created that space but Delilah. Even though we don't see the story because the Bible would be this big, but when you look at it from a symbolic and a metaphor, she obviously created that space enough for him to love her. I love what you said, Anitra, and I'm giving it back to you, Lady Dawn. No man on the first visit. So we know this couldn't have been the first visit because no man on the first visit would have laid in her lap. But not only is he laying in her lap, Lady Dawn, this is the revelation. I know you read it. It's going to blow your mind. How safe is her lap that he sleep? The Bible says the Philistines is chasing him. He know his enemies wants to kill him, but he is a sound asleep on her lap. Ladies, let me help y'all out. Can you create such a safe space, a safe lap for your man, that even when the world is trying to kill him, even when the world and life is trying to come down on him, he know he can find rest in your place? You might be pretty, you might got lips, hips, and fingertips. They know I say it all the time. But have you created a space that even when he's stressed, you can say, "Come here, baby." Ain't nothing like your woman while you driving, reach over and rub the back of your head. Ain't nothing like your woman when she can look in your face. I asked my ex-wife one time, how come I always ask you what's wrong with you? Because a real man will pick up something that's going on. You can walk in the house and be like, okay, what's wrong with her? Because the atmosphere changed. How come most women never can look at their man and go, what's wrong with you? And even if he say nothing, y'all can make us break down. When your woman grab you and pull you, when your woman pulls you in close, cook you a meal and lay you on her lap and say, baby, it's going to be all right. Even if you don't want to tell me right now, whatever it is, it's going to be all right. And I'm here from you. I don't care what man is. I don't care how many Samsons stand up. He immediately going to go into something else, because what you did was let him know it's okay to cry. It's okay to be here. I can't cry long. Y'all probably will tell y'all man that. Y'all do. Y'all probably be like, don't cry long. But go ahead and cry. So, Lady Dawn, yeah.
Listen, you can't cry longer than me. That's all I'm just saying.
Right, yeah, I know you're gonna tell your man that. I know.
I'm reformed. I'm working on.
You work. Don't cry longer than me, but yeah.
So cry not longer than me. You just let me know if you're gonna cry 5 minutes. I'm gonna do 5.5 or 6. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
I'm just stay strong. Stay strong. I got this. I'm just saying. But it's so good. Everything y'all said is so good. Come on, y'all, like, subscribe, and share. Hey, Lady Keena is in the house on tonight. It's good to see you, sis. I miss your face. We love you so much. Thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and share. We are on tonight. It was just an open conversation on tonight about relationships. And we got the author, coach, relationship expert, Michael Claiborne. We're going to drop Bishop today. We're going to just let him be Michael Claiborne. Coach Michael, Coach Claiborne, Coach C. We're just going to let him be on tonight, because sometimes we need to be that. Sometimes it just needs to be that. But, you said so many good things. I feel in answering your question, why don't we as women do that? Now, I will say I am one who I do that. I do. But women, you have to be so in tune with your man to know, because they're so accustomed to not showing what's wrong or that anything is wrong, that he's already been out there in the world trying to keep himself contained. Because on the street, like you said, you have this attitude, I can't let him see me sweat, can't let him see me cry, I got to be hard all the time, that the only breath sometimes he has to breathe to have a few moments is maybe in the elevator ride up from the outside to the inside, because he feels like if I get to the house and I open the door and I break down, she gonna be like, well, what's wrong with you? That's not the right way to ask how we do. Why are you so upset? Don't bring that energy in my house, because again, this is how we do.
Come on.
This is how we do. It's real. We don't have to like it. And this is what I tell my son all the time. My daddy used to tell us all the time, when we didn't like something that he told us to do, he said, I'm glad that you don't like it, but it has nothing to do with what you got to do. He said, so put your feelings in your pocket and do it anyway. He's from Barbados, so he did not play with that. He said, it's nice that you feel it. Now put it in your pocket and do it anyway. Ladies, guess what? We have to put our own feelings in our pocket and be kind to our men when they come in the door. There's nothing wrong with greeting him at the door. Take his jacket off. Take whatever's in his hand off. Let him create. We have to create the space that lets them create a safer space. It's not just all on the men, but I think that women, we don't ask those questions because we are so accustomed to it being about us. Yeah. About the focus of emotions being about us, and we just expect men to continue to be hard all the time. And again, I know we don't like it, and I know y'all gonna try to kick me out of the ladies club, but I ain't going nowhere. I was born a female, so I got my rights and I'm no problem. Okay, so I'm gonna stay a woman forever and forevermore. And when we get to heaven, I'm gonna ask God. I know we don't know what we're gonna yet be. We'll know when we see you, but please let me keep being a female. Please let me do that. But we have to get to that place, honestly, where we start to put ourselves to the side. Because I know this happens with a lot of men. When you come in the door, the minute you come in the door, women will be like, well, let me tell you what happened today. Or we're just automatic without giving you a chance to breathe. You need to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
Sister, we came home and we needed to exhale. What you think the man needs? You know, if you don't meet him at the door, at least you know what, get his tea, coffee, whatever it is, a drink, Coke, whatever he's drinking, whatever. Again, we're not on the Christian network right now. I'm just saying, I don't know. Everybody's not saved, and even some of the saved folk, you have the fermented grapes. It's fine. Do what you do. I'm not encouraging anything. I'm just saying we gonna keep it real, okay? Whatever it is he likes,
right?
Okay, make sure you have it for him.
You see the bishop's wine glass.
I'm just saying, I feel better.
I'm sorry, Coach. I'm sorry, Coach.
I believe in communion, huh?
It's as often as you do this.
As often, and that's water. But hey.
But it is what it is. But seriously, that's good stuff. See, we cutting up tonight, and that's how we're supposed to be. That's how we're supposed to be. But you have to create that space that allows our men to be vulnerable. Anitra made a good point. Also, we're talking about at one stage, you have to, as you're creating that space, you got to watch your motive.
Yes.
No man wants to feel like you're creating a safe space because you want something.
Good.
And you know that we know our words are sweet. We know our words, we know what to say, when to say it, how to say it, to get what we want. You got to make sure that what you want is, I'm sorry, y'all. You got to make sure that what you want is for him to be better, for him to feel better, not using it as an opportunity that after I attend to him, I instantly tell, the environment you're creating can't be so that you can create a moment to get what you want.
That's good.
Make that environment about him and him alone and walk away wanting nothing. The want for me, baby, is just that I want you to feel better. Nope, I don't want you to do nothing for me.
That's good.
That's a part of making this. This is what I've learned. This is what I've learned. And I don't want to repeat my mistakes, but I'll also say in this case, also make sure you choose a man that you can be like that with.
Yes.
Because I wasn't going to do it for the people, for my exes, because I was like, y'all ain't in that category. So no, I'm not going to do it. I will cater to you a little bit.
I'm praying for you.
I'm reformed. I'm reformed. That was before.
Okay. Right.
Remember,
yeah,
that's
right.
But it's real though, because some of us women are like that. I'll tell you the true story. That's how I was. I was like,
and you got to be patient, because you could. Let's say you learn all of this now, and then you do get this man. You cannot get frustrated when you say, well, just tell me everything. And he's like, I don't want to talk about it. You got to be patient, because as Anitra says, you have to build to that. And you got to be prepared for two things. Do you want me to just listen? Do you want me to answer? Because a lot of times, because women are the nurture, they always got I got an answer. I can fix it. And he may not need you to fix it. And it's really vice versa on both sides, because men have this fix it mentality too. And sometimes you just want us to hear you. Just hear me, just listen. So we've got to really learn that's something that's really hard for us as human beings, because human beings are built to always try to fix things. And sometimes we don't need fixing. I just need you to create an environment that I can just talk about it. I just need you to create an environment that watch this, understanding my energy. I think I saw Kena wrote about knowing him, learning him, because sometimes it's not what I say. Sometimes it's just about what I need. I think you just said, Lady Dawn, creating the space to just let them relax. Sometimes it's just what I need. It may not necessarily be because Delilah created a space. Two things she did. She created a space for him to just lay down. She just lay down. And of course, she asked those other questions later, but he was able to first rest. Can you create a space for him to rest? He was able to rest. And this man had been fighting the 2 chapters before. The last 2 chapters, this man is fighting. First of all, he's not only is he fighting physically, but he's fighting emotionally, because if you remember, the man had just lost his wife, a woman that he could not. Here you go, Lady Dawn, you'll love it. The first wife he couldn't trust. She asked the same questions. What's your secret? But watch this, Anitra. This is what you're saying. She obviously didn't create that space before she went into because it never said he loved his wife. It really said he lusted after her, because he says to his mama and daddy, "Get me this woman right here." She looked good to the eye. He lusted after her. So lust and love is 2 different things. He lusted after this woman that obviously he slept with. He marries her. This is his wife, but she hadn't created an environment. Oh, that was so good, Anitra. She hadn't created a space for love for him to move. Watch this, to move and to tell his secret. So he doesn't tell his secrets to her. He actually tells her a riddle. Well, we know riddle is a deception. Deception is a lie. Riddle is a lie. So he actually creates a riddle to her, and watch this. She mismanages the lie. She didn't even mismanage the truth. She mismanages the lie, and what puts him on Front Street. She tells the people, and they again gets her married off. Boom to somebody else. He comes and he's hurt. He hurt because even though he lusted her, it was still his wife. So that's when he starts this fighting. So he's fighting emotionally because he's mad that he said, y'all laid with my heifer. Y'all plow with my heifer. He is mad with the first wife, but yet he finds himself over at Delilah. Isn't it amazing? Y'all ain't gonna like this, Lady Dawn. They're gonna be mad with what I'm about to say. They're gonna be mad what I'm about to say. Wife, you need to be very careful that somebody else don't create the safe space for him. Because he's not married to Delilah, but she's the safe space. In other words, his work wife creates a safe space.
Watch your voice.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me sign off. Let me go. Let me close the room.
No. Hold on. Just pause right there for a second. Just pause right there, because that got to sink in for a second. And while it's sinking in, because we need to hear it, even if it hurts. We got to hear it till it hurts, y'all. But I want to bring up, right, it's a good space. Come on, go ahead, rock Bishop.
I have to rock with him.
It's all right. It's all right. We're here to help and heal. We're here to help and heal. So while we pausing to let that sink in and marinate for a second, we got a little backup in the house. We got the co-anchor of the men's lounge. I told y'all some of the squad is going to be coming up and coming on tonight. They may be popping on for a little bit and then popping back off. But we're going to bring up Pastor Chris, a.k.a. the Psalmist's Voice, to come on and lend a word or two into this conversation. Good evening, Pastor Chris. Thank you for joining us. He's been listening, and he has... he's gonna be on his channel tonight as well. So y'all tune in over there as well later on tonight. And but he came on to pop it for a moment. So come on and share. So greet the people and share something, Pastor Chris.
Well, first and foremost, what's good, family? Bravo Sheila Nation, what's good? I am ready. I've been listening this whole time, and I said, you know what? I got to get on here because Bishop Claiborne, he dropping bombs, and he need another male presence to balance a little bit. No disrespect to my sisters, not at all. But I'm just saying, it's good that he's saying what he's saying because it is definitely a true statement. Why? Because we're hearing all this other stuff, right? We've been saying it here on this channel. We don't listen to each other. That's the problem. That's one. Two, we don't even see the signs because we're so busy in our own Shande that we can't even see it. That's two. Three, we're so busy in our careers or what we do and all this other stuff that they think that that's going to keep a relationship. Contrary to popular belief, the Bible gives us so many clues as to what a man needs. I'm sorry. Yeah, I said it. It gives you so many clues.
Okay.
It even gives you those clues of, hey, woman of God, you're doing this. This other woman, she's going to do what you ain't doing. The Bible gives all these clues, but we only talk about what the man does, right? I'm not sitting here bashing nobody, but hear me out. All I'm saying is the clues are in the word, but we bypass what we want to bypass to make us feel good. Men do.
Correct.
Now, am I condoning that Samson was correct of what he did? No. Am I condoning what David did? No. But the fact of the matter is, if you are that main chick, as we talk 2024, let's keep the rhetoric current. You my main chick, my main boo, main squeeze, all that stuff. All right? You got to listen to my communication. Men will give you one opportunity. We will open up our heart to you one time.
One time.
And if we are pouring out to you and you calling us a punk, you calling us soft, you calling us we ain't ghetto enough, hard
Sassy.
enough.
Sassy. That's the new word. Sassy.
You a bishop or a pastor or a minister. Oh, I want my little hood too. Let me tell you something. I'll give you hood Chris, but you gotta listen to what I gotta say first. And then you ain't gonna like the new person you're gonna get because I presented to you my heart. So now I'm soft, I'm not that man, you ain't the one, all this other nonsense, and then you get pushed aside, and then when someone else comes into the path and they just give you their ear, it's not so much of sex. That's what women don't understand. Most men, it ain't all about the sex, boo-boo. I'm sorry. You could be curvy and all that stuff. It ain't about the sex. If you can't listen to what I'm saying, that's where the attraction lies. I don't care how big, how small you are. If you can't listen to my voice and I'm telling you what's hurting and you gonna sit here and call me a punk, guess what? You gonna mess up your shot. You gonna get a shell of a man that you wish you never had in the first place. Oh, my man don't open up to me. He don't confide in me no more. You shut him down when he was trying to. That's why. And then he gave you one more chance and you still blew it. So how are you going to beat me up, ladies? How are you going to beat me up when men are communicating to you? Now, a lot of them are not very great in communication. Correct. I get it. It's going to be another argument. Oh, he don't talk right. Listen, some men are still expressing themselves. They are still telling you in a way they know how. And if you shut it down, you're going to get a shell of a man you ain't want. And then when Kiki come along and Kiki be all up in his phone and his inbox, and then he ain't home no more, then you're going to be mad at him and want to go off on him and want to cut his toe off. But you the one who set the stage in the first place. Am I condoning it? No. What I'm saying is the context clues are there. Ladies and gentlemen, it's right there in front of you. That's the problem. When we are giving you our heart, you chew it up and spit it out, especially the strong, independent, hold your hands up and whoop, whoop and all that. No disrespect. I'm not really being disrespectful here, but I'm telling the truth. Because I know, Bishop, you hear a lot of these cases from these women that come into the chambers. Stevie don't talk to me, Bishop, no more. He don't love me like he used to. He cheating on me. He texting some other girl. Okay, first of all, what did you do? Oh, you defending him now? It's not about defense. What happened? Did he give you a moment where he was sharing his heart and you shut him down? It's not about him. It's about me. Did you shut him down in a moment that he gave you his heart and tried to give you his heart and you shut it down? That's where your problem is. And it's hard for a man. If a man is giving you his heart, ladies, y'all need to listen. I don't care how high your positions are. I don't care what you do for a living. If a man is giving you his heart, please listen, because men are not that insensitive. We are not that hard. We are not that gangster with it. Because I don't care, the gangster of gangsters that I know personally, he gave a woman his heart once. And they've been together for 30 years. Why? Because she listened.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. This ain't my show. I'm sorry. I need to calm down anyway. I'm done.
What he said, the clue is so there. Remember the chapter before Delilah is introduced. I know you went back and read it. Anitra, y'all read y'all Bible. So the chapter, I know y'all was like, he must be wrong. And I read this story my whole life, but I promise you, it's there. The chapter before, scripture says he slept with a prostitute all night. So what Pastor Chris said, sex, because he wakes up still strong. Now, okay, the strongest man in the world, if you slept with your woman all night and you still woke up strong, she didn't do something right. I'm just saying. I mean,
I was getting ready to say.
Since this is an adult show, Lord, they gonna
It's
kill me tomorrow.
8:06. He turns into Lady Dawn B at 8:30. Come on.
All night long. I've been with you all night long.
Okay.
And the scripture said he wakes up so strong and so mad that he tears the doors off the city, the gate off the city, and carry them on his shoulders. Okay, off the city gate. We're not talking about the gate off your backyard. We talking about off the. Do you know how big the city gates is? He takes the whole city gates and takes them up on the mountain, and then he kills another 1,000 troops. So sex is obviously not the safe place, which is what Pastor Chris. It's obviously. Some of the ladies ain't gonna like me and you, Pastor Chris, but say because they thought. Watch this. Lady Dawn opened up the show with put your two legs together and create the lap. They thought what was. How can I say? I was getting ready to say. What was between
Bishop isn't here tonight.
You want me to say it, Bishop? Because I'm not a bishop, so I can say it. I'll say
he's
it.
not Bishop tonight. No, he's not Bishop tonight. He's Coach Michael tonight.
Between their legs, somebody has made you believe what's between your legs is the safe place.
Right.
So I can sex him. I can sex him into that safe place. But a man can sleep with you and get up the next morning and still be in a broken space. And get up the next morning and go to work. And now he's got to deal with this project and he's stressed about this project. You know why? Because you didn't create a space that he could have relaxed at home. That he could have been ready for that project. If I come home and say to you, I got this deadline going on, and you say to me, babe, how about you just breathe? Take an hour, just spend with me. Just relax. Because you know what? It's going to come to you. I know it will. I know. And you start talking to him like that, it's going to come to you. I know you got it. It's down inside of you. You ain't never lost before. You're going to win this. Don't let this project make you fearful because I know you mine. I know. When you start speaking to that,
talk about it.
He'll get up the next morning, not drained from sleeping with him, but revitalized because you spoke in. Oh, Chris, they ain't ready because you spoke into him. And guess what? When that heifer come over to his desk, he be like, "Girl, get away from my desk. Get away from my desk." Because you know why? Because you dealt with. Now watch this. In one of the chapters, I say, the forbidden. Don't find solace in another. I deal with the men. Don't find solace in another woman's lap. I promise you, it's going to destroy your house. I deal with that. But we got to be honest that if you keep pushing me away, somebody else opens that door. And watch this. Y'all know it can't be about sex. Because how many times y'all seen the girl that he cheated with and go, she ain't even that cute. She don't even got it all together.
Come on.
It was never about that. But what she got, she know how to create that space. Delilah, let me tell you how powerful this woman is. The Philistines tell us that he loved her. You never hear Samson say that. The Philistines say, we heard he loved a woman named Delilah, which means this man is walking around the whole country, the city, talking about, I love this woman. I love her. When a man, see, men don't do love like women. When a man really love you, everybody in his circle know. Yo, man, I love her, man. I love her, man. Ain't nothing, man, the way she do me, ain't nothing I won't do for her. Well, if a man ever say to you, there ain't nothing I won't do for you, it's not because you're pretty. It's not because you got lips, hips, and fingertips. It's because you created a space, like Pastor Chris said, that this man will go over. If you let him be Clark Kent, here you go, Lady Dawn, it's going back to you. If you let him be Clark Kent, but you send him out, like Superman. Let me say that again. Make sure you can write this down. Don't steal it, but you can write this down. If you let him be Clark Kent, you also, which is what Pastor Chris just said, you got to send him out as Superman. You can't let the rest of the world see him as Clark Kent. If you don't cover my Clark Kent, what you do is you send me out vulnerable. If you send me out vulnerable, now somebody else sees the Clark Kent. What you got to do is protect Clark Kent here and send me out as Superman. You're my Superman. You got this. You got this. When you do that, you create that space. Lady Dawn, me and Pastor Chris, we'll rock with this. I'm telling you, I'm glad that he's here because we needed some balance. I started feeling a little bit uneven with these other two up in here.
But listen, you say right. Don't do that, right? Because we was on your side. We was on your side, and we with you. We here helping.
That man they took me out of the vulnerability. I start feeling
testosterone down some.
That testosterone then build back up real quick.
It's all right. It's like, listen. I understand. I see you, Pastor Chris. I see you. I understand balance. I understand balance and the need for extra testosterone in the room. That's why when we do the men's lounge, I am the only estrogen in the place, okay? And I let them have at it for the most part. I got to bring them back in every now and then. But I understand the balance, you know. But what I do want to say, and this has been great. Thank you for your share, Pastor Chris. Thank you, Coach Claiborne. Listen, we have canceled all titles tonight. Okay, we are just being Dawn, Michael, Anitra, and Chris. Okay, we just talking, keeping it real out here on Thursday night with me, your girl, Lady Dawn B. We are sharing with our special guest, the Coach Michael Claiborne. We're talking about his book, Her Lap, His Safe Place. We want to help relationships improve. And ladies, there's nothing wrong. I feel like, you know, I think I'm more on the men's side most of the time, but I support the women because women, I can't I can't fix a man. I don't know nothing about what y'all, I ain't even trying to. It's not my job. But what I can do is fix myself and prepare myself. And ladies, my thing is I want us to be able to show up as the best versions of ourselves that we can. Because when we do, we will pick better. We will choose better. We'll be more open. I had a conversation earlier this week, and I was sharing that, you know, okay, ladies, we look for the perfect man. We look for the man to be have everything together all the time. We look for him to be stable and set and just ready to pick us up wherever it is that we are. And there's nothing wrong with him being all of those things. But the truth of the matter is, just about every man that I know is going through something. I don't care if he has everything, if he is 6 to 10 figures, 25 figures. Every man is going through something in some space that he's in. So we have to be mindful that they're all going through something. He's not, no matter how much he's accomplished, he's still feeling like he does not have it all. And we refuse to partner with men in those times, in those spaces when they need you the most, because we're figuring, I don't want to build somebody else's bear. You know, I don't want to do that. I don't want to add to, I need him to come all whole and together, but we're not whole and together. Maybe the reason why he's not holding together is because we're the missing piece that he needs to help him get to being whole and together. This is how we have to support each other. We're here to be helps that are suitable, that are fit. So guess what? Maybe you're not the president of the company right now, but I guarantee when you get with me, you ain't even going to be the president of the company. You're going to be president of your own company. Why? Because when you give me, when you trust me with what you have, my job is to care for it, cover it, and help you make it grow, not grow it for you. But I'm going to help you make it grow. What's in me is to help you grow. And when you grow, we both grow. So, ladies, sometimes the man don't have it all because he's waiting for you and you're the missing piece. So we got to stop being, and I know we've been in situations where no one wants to be taken advantage of anymore. No one wants to be with as we call them, the broke. No man wants to be with a broke woman either. But guess what? If you're broke and I'm broke and we put it together, neither one of us will be broke. We all eat. That's the whole point. All the bills are paid. You have the rest of what I need. I have the rest of what you need. And why are we fighting against each other? I don't care whose paycheck is greater or whose is smaller. When we come to the table, you put your money down, we mix it up. I put my money down, we mix it up. Can't nobody tell whose dollar bills was whose. But the whole house is taken care of, and that should be the goal. So in creating safe spaces for our men, and I'm just saying, women, we got to deal with us. Stop worrying about what but the men do, but the men, okay, but don't worry about them right now. Get you together. Because then when you get you together and the man comes and says something to you, it's like, no, hon, you can't, I'm not her. I'm not that. We not there because I'm together. And when he starts seeing that you're together, guess what? He will start partnering with you and aligning with you, knowing that, hey, she's not that. And, I can trust. And, and it's bit by bit, but we have to be willing. Somebody has to be vulnerable somewhere. I just wanted to share one more thing, and I'm going to let you continue. When you were talking about, you and Pastor Chris were sharing about sex not being it, because we've been taught that, the goodies, are the goods, that's what's going to get him. It might get him for a little while, but it ain't going to keep him. It's not going to keep him. As I said, we have to learn to, as I said, opening the show, put the legs together, glue them knees one to the other, if you got to, and create a lap. I'm just saying, it's almost 8:30. I'm just saying, it's almost 8:30. It's going to be, Lady Dawn after dark. That's what happens. But I think we started at 8:00. I'm not sure. No, I opened the show starting no trouble, right? I said, because that's what I said. I'm sorry. I set the tone. But it's true. But we have to start thinking differently. And the reason being because sex may relax his body, but peace is what's going to relax his mind. And that, to my understanding, is what most men need, want, and look for on a daily. Help me relax my mind so I can sort through. And y'all tell me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to help us all, okay? So the man can help him take the pressures off his mind so that his shoulders come down a little bit more, so that, guess what, he can show up for you differently. Yes, ma'am, super glue him if you got to for a little while. If you love him, I'm just saying. This is what we have to learn how to do. Keena says, but your mouth can kill or save him. Amen. Absolutely. We touched on that earlier. Like, you got to be careful of what you're saying, how you're doing it, because our words are sweet. I know what to say. If you know your man, I know what to say to him. Listen, life and death, the power of it, what lies where in the tongue. That's what the word says. Why would I want to kill you when you're supposed to be the closest thing to me? When I was married and I was going through in my marriage, one thing is my ex-husband used to spew venom like regular. I was all kind of things. I was things I had never even heard before. I was stuff like my name had changed so many times. I was like, oh, really? When we start doing that? Is this what we doing? Oh, okay. All right. When I don't answer, you don't say nothing. And I wanted to pop off because anybody who knows me, I will rip you a new one and have no problem with it. But I was in a different space. I'm reformed. The Lord was helping me because of my mouth. And God kept saying to me, don't say anything. Don't say anything. I couldn't spew venom back. And I had to tell him one day, I said, this is the thing. You're either saying what you're saying for two reasons. You're either saying it because it's really how you feel, or you're saying it because you're trying to hurt me. Either one of those is no good.
Correct.
Because if we're married and I'm supposed to be your breath, just like your mind, there are certain words that should never be in the box in my vernacular for you. So even I don't care how mad we are, whatever kind of argument, disagreement we have, there are certain words that would never come out of my mouth towards you because they're not available for me to pick from. So we have to be mindful. And if you are with someone who you find so easy to spew, go blow for blow, or they will come for you, that you need to think about who you with. And I wouldn't even say think about it. For me, it's just a no. If it's so easy for you to just say whatever and just, because you should be hurting when I hurt. I should be hurting when you hurt, because we are working on being one. We're ever evolving to that. So we have to be careful of our words. But yes, sex will relax his body, but peace will relax his mind. So ladies, we got to learn how to create safe spaces. I want to shout out and say good evening to Vaughn. Eric is in the house on tonight. Brethren, how are you? Also, Cheryl is in the building. Hey, Cheryl Green, thank you for joining us. She said, come on, glue them knees together. We got to learn how to stop weaponizing the cookie jar. Stop using it. Start using it for good instead of evil. I'm just saying. I'm trying to keep it clean. You get more when you use it for good. Keena says, I love you was just worried if your actions don't match, right? So I love you are just words, right? I love you if your work. I love you is just words if your actions don't match. That's right. Or sometimes people's words, that is how they love. That's it. This when I say, if that's how you love, I don't choose to participate in that. I can't help how you love, but I can choose whether I'm going to participate in it or not. Keena also said, I love pet names. Even if I'm mad, I'll never use the pet name. Girl, and pet names get you in trouble. I could be mad, but women be like this. I know, but if I'm mad, you call me by the whatever the name is, I can't even, it's just forget about it. I'm just like,
you're
whatever.
Supposed to use it. You're supposed to use
just
it.
make you mad. I don't, and I feel like a punk on the inside, but
what happened is it and I taught that the last show. It desensitizes.
Yeah, I said the same thing.
The argument. It desensitizes.
I want to be mad.
I know you want to be mad, but I gotta bring
rub the back of the neck.
But you can't. Yeah. But if you're mad, then you're not hearing. If you're mad, then you're not listening. So I have to keep saying, but babe, listen. Because what happens is, if I start saying, but Dawn, let me tell you something, that's gonna bring out a whole nother beast. Yeah. That's gonna bring out a whole nother, because now I called you, I went street with you. If I've been calling you babe for months, babe, honey, whatever, boo, and then we get into this intense fellowship, and I'm like, Dawn, let me tell you something. Whoa! That's gonna take you to the street. That's gonna bring you to the street side. You're gonna put on the black, the Vaseline is coming out, the earrings is coming off, and the hair is getting pulled back with the scrunchie, because now you ready to fight.
Come on.
Very easy, because what happens is I appeal to a side of you when what I needed to stay is to remain. First of all, it also, I said it before, pet names trick your subconscious.
Can I stop with that for 1 second? Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm going to cut you off. But when you said, because that's a really good point that you made. And I know for me, if my man talks to me, as he's talking to you, like I said, we using pet names, we call each other, and I'm not hearing you. If he says my name, and it's just how I'm conditioned, because, my father didn't play that. So when he started calling you by your name, it's serious. So everything in me lines up. That's how I'm conditioned. So if we're in that space for me, the pet name, it brings down the whole anger. Like it's just, I'm a sucker. Just forget it. Now I don't waste a whole good argument and be mad. But when you call me by my name and it's no longer the pet name, I know I've taken you, and this is just accountability, women. I know that I've taken you to a place that took you out of that space where you I can't even call you by that right now, because that's not who you're acting like. And that's what snaps me out of it. To get back.
I think it depends on the right person. Even for you, it depends on how I'm calling you. It depends on what
Right.
my facial expressions behind it.
But you're
Yeah,
saying
no,
calling
I-
your
I-
name.
it's-
You're saying calling your name Dawn, not
I'm not
babe.
just
If
saying.
you call me
I'm-
by my name
If
instead
I call
of
you Dawn,
instead of calling me babe or whatever that pet name is or whatever it is,
right.
that I know that I've pulled you to a place
Right.
Yeah.
that's caused you to come out of that sweet spot and
Not me.
start
You call
dealing
me
with
by
me
my
like
first name.
like we
We
got.
fighting.
Calm
We
down,
fighting.
Michael. Calm down,
If you
Michael.
call me, if you say, you know, well, that depends on how we started the relationship. I've never had a real strong relationship where we started using my name. I still cringe. I actually cringe when people in the room say it, because it's just like I'm still trying to get used to it. So that already, I don't really like Michael
Okay,
Peace
Coach.
anyway. So the future woman or wife, we gonna pray for her, because I don't.
Call her what it is.
I calling me
You
by
trying
my
to
name.
wife for we ain't praying for you for no woman. We praying for you for a wife. And I want Pastor Chris to jump in after you.
Yeah.
I know he got
So again, something you were saying is that how we fall into this space and what we create. You don't understand. Your safe space is not only for me to be vulnerable, but do you not know that our money is wrapped around your safe lap? Okay, let me show you. I'm gonna wake y'all. We're gonna wake something up that you don't know.
Come on, wake it up.
If you keep me stressed, I can't focus on building. Now, if I can't focus, whether it's a business or my company, if I can't focus on business because you keep me stressed at home, I'm no longer getting promotion and raises, which is not affecting our money. I'm no longer building the business because it's now affecting my money. And the only way that I build the business is, watch this, I stay away from you. So now I work extra hours. Now I stay and work longer, because that's where I find my peace. My peace should not be in my company. My peace should not be in my business. My peace should be in you, or my added peace. Because first of all, we all should come with peace. But my added peace. But I understand this, and I know we say this in Clubhouse all the time. Oh, the woman can't be your peace. She should add to your peace. But you can absolutely be my pain.
Right, but she shouldn't take away from your peace either.
At all. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
If I'm already a peaceful person, but every time I come home, I am on 10 because of you, then you got to go. I should not be having a heart attack being married, or at least not from that. Now, if you created just for some other reasons, we go.
That's a different laugh.
That might be a good heart attack.
That's another side of the laugh. That's another side.
That's the other side. That's the other
That's the
side.
laugh after dark.
Right. But you should create an environment. That's why I'm doing this whole thing coming up. I really think it's going to be around August, but that's why I'm working on this whole thing now, so I can teach women how to create another perspective where you create a whole environment. Women are such an environment and temperature. If a woman is upset, a man don't even have to say nothing. Pastor Chris will vouch with me on this. When he walk in the door, she don't even have to be in the living room. We can walk in the door and go, something is wrong. Because we feel the atmosphere is tight. We can feel it's tension in there. A man, we be like, oh, even her text, her phone call, we can be like, her voice says, what did I do? That's the first thing a man say. Okay, what happened? What did I do? Something is going on. We start running through our mind a list of stuff. Why? Because you created a temperature. So imagine, Lady Dawn, here you go. I'm a alley-oop this to Pastor Chris. Imagine this, Lady Dawn. If you can create an atmosphere that changes the temperature, what would happen if you created a soft atmosphere? If you create a safe place, I'm gonna make. You just said it, Lady Dawn. I'm gonna make millions because you done open up my mind. You might even you might not multiply my money, but if you open up my mind, you make me so creative You pushing me to be all of this.
What now?
I'm building it all in this. I'm doing all of this. I'm making all these things happen. Why? Because you have created a space where I can go ahead and be who I am. You are pushing me. If I'm preaching, and if you fussing with me on Saturday night, and you know I got to be in church pastoring these people every Sunday, you're messing with our money. Because now I can't preach straight. Now I can't think straight. I used to tell my exes, and some of them, they would listen, some didn't. Most of them didn't listen. Don't talk to me Saturday night and Sunday morning. I don't want to talk about nothing hard. Pastor Chris, I don't want to fight about nothing. I don't understand these first ladies. You fighting with your man in the car. Then you want him to go up here and preach and wonder what is going on with him. No. You need to save that. We need to talk Monday through Friday, Saturday morning. Saturday night and Sunday is for God. If we go keep making this money, if we go keep being creative, if we go keep being supply, you got to know when you ought to be able to shift that. So, Pastor Chris, I'm trying to help the sisters out. Can we help them out? Say something. Help them out.
Well, I caught the ball. There you go. So I wanted to put this in the chat, and I'm still going to put it in the chat, but I wanted to co-sign on the analogy of Clark Kent, right? Now, contrary to popular belief, there was power in Clark Kent. Why? Because Clark Kent was who he was, right? People saw the might. People saw the strength. People saw the superpower. People saw all the stuff. But Clark Kent is who he was, right? I'm going somewhere. So every man's heart is his Clark Kent, right? We go out every day being Superman, right? Whether we're with a woman, not with a woman. That's how we're wired. We're wired to fly, conquer, do what we got to do. But the greatest weakness of every Superman, it wasn't the kryptonite, which we talked about earlier. It wasn't the quick booty calls and the one that had the shoulda and couldas and the one that had the curvies and all that stuff. That's the kryptonite. But what killed Superman and which made him switch was Lois Lane. Think about it. Let me break it down to you. The ones that don't read comics, there's some clarity and there's some connection to what we're talking about. Superman went straight ham when Lois Lane was taken out. It took Batman and everybody else to stop Superman because Superman lost it. Why? Because the connection was severed. What kept in Clark Kent was Lois Lane. He did what he did. He flew into the sun. He flew into danger because of who? Lois Lane. It had nothing to do with the Justice League. Had nothing to do with anybody else and his boys. Lois Lane said, boo, you got it. Guess what? Clark Kent became Superman. He ripped the shirt off and he went and conquered. That's who we are. That's how we're built. And I'm using that analogy, Coach Claiborne. I hope you don't mind, but I wanted to add some meat to that analogy because again, people look past Clark Kent, but the power was in Clark Kent the whole time. That's what made Superman Superman. But we forget that part. But anyway, I just wanted to throw that in there because again, that is an instrumental piece as to what we're talking about in regards to relationships. We have to understand that we have to bring balance to each other. I don't care if you are Supergirl. I don't care if you always are that Kyra or whatever her name was. I'm not really sure about Supergirl. But what I do know is that was cousin of Superman. That's all I know. But anyway, what I'm getting at is every woman. You guys are already built with the defense. You're already built with what to say, how to say it. You already got the weapons already. You ain't got to pull nothing out. All you gotta do is open your mouth to a robber or whatever it is, and you can demasculate the whole situation. Yeah, I see you, Wonder Woman. Yeah, she's another one, but I ain't gonna go there because I ain't got enough time. So anyway, all I'm gonna say is this, because Wonder Woman's a whole nother subject, and we'll be here another 2 hours if I get into that. But anyway, that's why I want Wonder Woman stay single. Anyway, I dropped it. Anyway, let me stop. I'm gonna drop the ball. because I got to go soon anyway, and I need to stop acting up. But anyway, yeah. But what I'm saying is, I thank God that we can be in a space where we can have conversation and be able to talk about the stuff. Because again, some, not all, we can't talk about this stuff in church. That's why platforms like this are imperative right now. Yes, we all have our own things in our ministries. Yes, we all do different things. But why can't we have the call? Why can't we have the talk? Why can't we talk real? Why can't we just put our titles to the floor real quick? Look, I'm feeling like today. Why can't we do that? Because we're so busy on the other stuff, and that has nothing to do with what we're talking about tonight, so I ain't going to throw that in there. All I'm saying is we got so many other elements that are moving that people are being disconnected. They don't want to get married. They don't want to have a power couple, nothing. They want to be about them, their money, their puppy or dog or whatever it is you got, your nice little car, your big old house by yourself. If that's what you want, if that's your anointing, do it, boo. I'm not mad at you. But the fact of the matter is we're all built to be together. I don't care how deep you think you are. I don't care how powerful you think you are. I don't care if you can move mountains by just by writing a little thing on your pen. I don't care who you are, woman or man. We need each other. I don't care how high you get. I don't care how big you think you are. Men too. I'm talking about us too. We need that balance. And this is why we're off balance, especially in churchdom, especially in our culture, because we're too busy trying to egomaniac each other. That's why we can't love the Clark Kents and the Karas that are in our women or men, because we're too busy trying to be Superman and Superwoman and going with each other. And that's why we can't stay together, because we got too many issues. Get over yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, get over yourself. I'm talking to me too. Get over yourself. It ain't about you, boo-boo. It ain't about you, Chris. It ain't about you, Claiborne. It ain't about you, Dawn or Anitra. It's about God, period. I know we ain't talking about God right now, but I got to add this element in here. Regardless of what you believe, you have to understand, get yourself out the way. That's what's causing issues. That's why we can't get along. That's why we can't have forums like this, because too many people trying to jock for position instead of healing the wound that's been broke for 20 freaking years right now. Excuse my language, but I gotta be real, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we can't have relationships successfully. We rather continue to infect the wound than heal the wound. I'm done.
We working on it. We working. Now you bring up valid points, very valid points, and you caught the ball from Coach, and delivered well. Look, he's clapping. He's proud. He's proud of you bringing it on home. But yeah, we do. But that's what these type of conversations and forums are about. Being able to share, being able to learn, to hear, and us having that safe space. So thank you for catching the ball, Pastor Chris. Y'all like, subscribe, and share. I hope you've been enjoying this conversation on tonight with the relationship coach, Michael Claiborne. I tell you, we gonna have to bring him back in again. It's never just enough time when he comes on, because it starts getting so good. But everything that has been talked about has been amazing thus far. Her lap, his safe place. Coach, if you could put your website in the chat, because someone asked earlier how to get the book, because I want y'all to make sure I got the book. I've had it for, I don't know how long I've had it now. And I need to reread it. I got need to reread it, because it's such good information. Get both his books. Just buy everything off the website. I promise you, it's gonna bless your soul. I promise you. But that's how you can get the book. Because it's important that we understand, when we understand how we create spaces for each other. First, we have to create that space in ourselves. And then we want to make sure that we are creating it for other people also. We show up better for others, and that enables us to have even better relationships with one another. So Okay, he says it's on Amazon, Her Lap, His Safe Place. So please make sure that you go purchase it. Purchase his other book, The Huddle. I promise you, you're gonna be so relationship ready. You be ready to marry your whole self. I promise. I promise you. I promise. I promise. So, what I want to do at this time is I want to, because we're gonna have a part two. Bishop, we're gonna have to
post that question real quick about that.
Yeah, I was
Cheryl
that's
did.
what I'm gonna go to.
Yeah.
I want to
I'm
go
gonna
there.
answer that.
I know that Pastor Chris has to hop off in a moment because he has his own podcast going on tonight. So we want to make sure we also go over and support him. Pastor Chris, if you want to pop that in the chat so people can follow you when we are done here, that would be fantastic. Yes, I wanted to say that before we go, I'm just finding the comment, just the question. Bear with me one moment. There we go. I wanted to go to the question here that is in the chat from Cheryl Green, which says, Coach Claiborne, question: is that acceptable for the woman to create the temperature of a home? And he said yes, and she wants him to explain why. So we want to leave it in your hands, Coach, to respond.
Because that's the woman's space. The women are the nurturer. I know that women have been pushed into this space to be strong and be, because they had to take care of their families and so on. But women are the nurturers. They create the space. I don't care. It was so funny when I did my own apartment. My family saw my place after I went through a divorce, and the first thing they said was, "What woman you had come to your house and decorate?" And I said, nobody. But the women create an environment. You can tell the difference between a woman's church and a man's church. You can tell the difference between a woman's bathroom and a man's bathroom. You can tell the difference between women, most women on houses and men, because why? They create that atmosphere. It is important. Not only is it acceptable, it is important for the woman to create, or the wife to create the temperature, the atmosphere in her house, that when you cross that door sill, whether if you're a visitor, whether you are a family member, when you cross her door sill, what you receive in there is, we know how to greet you, we know how to treat you, we know how to feed you, we know how to take care of you. So that's what women do. When they really in their true soft space, that's what they do. They create the temperature in the house. She is the one that kinds of moves her children and molds her kids to be a certain way. Yes, the husband come along and add to it, but women from the door, I'm nurturing you to be that. I'm soft in that space. She should create the atmosphere. What he does is create the atmosphere of everything is going to be fine. I'm protector. I'm provider. I am there for you. I got you. That a woman, see, women don't need us to create a soft atmosphere. A woman needs to know our lights are going to stay on. She needs to know that the bills is getting paid. She needs to know she's secure. That's why I said his chest is her secure place. Am I right, ladies? Y'all help me out. A woman does not need to know that my man is created. He's so talented, and look how nice our furniture is. Even if she married me, who is this, like, boom, I'm this fashion guy. She also want to know that that he got me, that we good, that he's going to protect. She don't, because watch this lady doing. Let me do all this decorating, and I can't keep the bills paid. She gonna be like, you and your pretty stuff got to go. That's what the first thing she goes.
With your decoration.
With your decoration. With your because she doesn't care that I create a soft atmosphere and so calm and now watch this. A man should not be watch this. Let's go back to the lion and the lioness. The lion is not always in his roar. And if you notice, the person who he does not roar to is her. So he adds to go look now at the lion and lioness. She comes in here and you'll see a side of the lion that nobody else sees. Somebody sent me a video the other day because they know I'm all about this. He is licking on her. He is softening her. Oh my God. He is this whole person because she created that for him, Pastor Chris. She is soft to him. He never bites at her. He never roars at her. None of that. Why? Why? Because she respects him in such a way that he don't have to raise his voice. You can create an atmosphere in such a way that even if your man who is normally this, Pastor Chris just said, he is normally this Superman outside, but to his core, man, oh, I love it. You hit it nail on the head. To his core, he is his heart. If you created a soft, then you'll make that man run home and be like, I can't wait to get the door. I can't wait to get home, babe. Because when he walk in the door, it smells good. I love a house when I walk in, it smells good. I love the bed chambers that she has created, the bed chambers in such a way that the covers are right, that the sheets are right. She has the right candles going. She has created the right music. And a woman that knows me, no, I don't want to walk in the house and I'm hearing Drake and Kendrick Lamar. I need to walk in the house and there is nice jazz. It is subtle. She knows exactly where I'm at. She got me. So if I come, Pastor Chris, if I come off the road already on 10, she has took all the 10 away from me when I walk in that door, because she has created. What she says is, on the other side of this seal. When she closed that door, what she's saying to me is, baby, everything out there doesn't matter in here, because in here I'm creating the temperature. I'm relaxing your mind, which is what Lady Dawn said. I'm relaxing your mind because of who I am. I'm relaxing your body. If you need to get some tension off, is it 8:30? You need to get some tension off, ladies. Y'all ain't gonna love this. 8:45. Okay, you need to get some tension off. You as the wife is the place for the release.
Mm-hmm.
You are the place to release my mind and my body, baby. Come here. I got it. I can handle it. Okay, yeah, I knew it. Yes, come here, baby. Come here. What you want? Who you need? Because I'm gonna be all of her tonight. Whitney Houston told, I am every woman.
Come
it's
on,
all in
sir.
me. I am, and the wife should be able to say, I'm every woman. Who you want? Who you want?
Say
I
what
can
now?
be Kiki. I can be Spanish. What you need?
Right, what we doing? Sybil had purpose. Sybil had purpose. Right? Which personality you need today?
Who you need? Because I'm a all of her. But I also create, so for Cheryl Green, the woman should create the atmosphere in such a way that the temperature is set. That whenever, not only him, her family, her children come in, she's created that space. If people cross the, you know what the greatest statement is for your business partner to come across your door sill and say, man, your wife makes us feel at home. This your house, your boys or your homeboys. If I bring Pastor Chris to my house, he should be able to say, oh man, we all love your wife. Because why? She creates that atmosphere, that space, that temperature. We got a story. We got a room that we get ready to do, Lady Dawn. You get ready to see that room over and when the right one come. That the woman, no, I think we talked about it the other day. She was so brazen and so had such a, we talked about it the other day, that the man came home, or he was in his, no, the guy told it on the stage, that he was in his garage with his homeboys and wanted to come in his house. And his wife was like, they not coming up in here. And she punked him, Pastor Chris, in front of his boys. That ain't no right atmosphere. That was the wrong temperature. It's wrong temperature. But you should be able to create a temperature. So this is to help Cheryl Green. Every woman should create a temperature. Every wife, because Lady Dawn just corrected me. Y'all, that's the problem. We out there trying to find women, and we should be finding wives. But every wife should create an. Okay, that made Anitra sit up. Okay, every wife should create an atmosphere and the temperature of the house. I had to go in there and turn the temperature down because I walked in there and I was like, wow, it's too cold in here. Sometimes you walk into your house, it's too cold. Sometimes you walk into your house, it's too hot. But is there a moment, is there a temperature? This is good. Is there a temperature where you can be comfortable? What is the comfortable temperature? For some of us, it's 75. For some, it's 74. For some, what is the comfortable temperature that is not too cold and not too hot? That is what the woman should create. That is not too cold and is not too hot. It's just right.
That is good. Cheryl, I mean, listen, y'all share this, y'all share, you like, subscribe, share. Make sure that you watch the replay, because you can't get it all the first time. So you got to listen. I watch my own shows over, okay, because I know there are nuggets that I have missed along the way, and I'm like, oh, I got to write that down. I got to write it down. That is some good stuff. So, ladies, yes, to whom much is given, much is required, ma'am. We have to understand what we've been given and how to use what we've got for good and for the betterment. There's nothing wrong. I don't know where we picked up this thing of servitude in marriage is less than. We should be going into the marriage saying, how can I serve you? And vice versa. Instead of thinking, I'm not going to go in with that attitude because we're fearful we're not going to get it back. Now, I don't expect me out of my mate because he operates differently than I operate, but I expect reciprocation for him to reciprocate what I'm giving. So if I'm giving you love, I expect you to reciprocate that and give love back. I don't expect just because when I make you dinner and then the next night you want to make me dinner, then that's kind of tit for tat. I don't necessarily want you to do that because making dinner may not be your thing, but I do need you to do what you do best. So I think sometimes, ladies, we have to stop looking for the man to do exactly what we do because they express themselves differently. To me, I might make you dinner. To you, you may take my car to get washed and put some gas in it, or just get the oil changed. Those simple, you know what I'm saying? Those are ways that he is taking care of. He is reciprocating, and we cannot overlook those things as just, well, he's supposed to do that. He's a man. No, boo, before you got with him, you had this car longer than you had him. You was doing it before. But when that might be what he can do and what he is doing. So don't shortchange it and be like, hey, listen, if you're going to complain, if you're going to weaponize the fact that you made dinner for him, then don't make it. Don't make it. You got to be able to make it and leave it at that, not looking for him to do something bad. I don't want to have to prompt you to reciprocate love for me. I don't want to have to remind you or push you. If it's not authentically in you to respond, however, and it don't mean you have to respond the next day. Sometimes just the thank you is enough. Maybe when it hits you, as often as she do this, you know what I'm saying? But don't shortchange what he does for you because he's doing it from the place of his heart. And you can't judge men for that. And I think women, we have to just keep these little nuggets in mind. When we soften up, men will lighten up. And it has to start somewhere. It has to start somewhere.
No. You ain't gonna rush past that. You got to repeat that.
That was good. That was good. That's a repeat moment. That's a repeat moment.
All right. We're gonna flip it back. When we soften up, men will do what? What will they do, Bishop? They
lighten up.
Woo, that's good.
That's good. That's good.
Somebody put that in the chat. Somebody put that in the comment section. I'm just
somebody tell your name. Tell your name.
Right. And it's important. It has to start somewhere. It has to stop somewhere. And if I'm sent into your life to help you, and this is just Lady Dawn 101, but if I'm sent in your life to help you, I feel it has to start with me. I'm here to help because the space that you're in, if everything was all right, you wouldn't need the help. When you go to help somebody, don't you come in and say, what can I do? What's wrong? What do you need from me? So when I come into the relationship space, I'm like, how can I help? What's wrong? What do you need from me? I know what I bring. And I'm going to make sure you call AAA. They got everything right on the truck. ready to do whatever it is. They just need you to tell them what it is that you need. We just have to make men feel comfortable enough to tell us what we need, and then you got to go pull it out of your truck. And guess what? And if you don't have it in there, because some jobs can't be fixed on the side of the road, what do? They told you to where? To the repair shop. So that means women, we got to be prepared to sometimes carry some stuff with our men until get them to the space where they can get the help that they need. But in the meantime, be the help. So this is all about your lap, her lap, his safe space. And I hope that these have been really good nuggets. I know Coach has dropped a whole lot of nuggets on tonight. Anitra has shared some good stuff. Pastor Chris is being Pastor Chris. That's just Pastor Chris. That's just what he does and who he is. He did put in his chat, he has his podcast on tonight as well, starting, I think, at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time or somewhere around there. So that's why he dropped off, but we thank him for coming on and for sharing. Thank you, Lady Keena. I'm just saying. So the link is there. You can go over and support him and follow his network as well. He is the co-anchor of the Men's Lounge. And I am excited about what is happening with our men. I'm all about building up our men. I'm so tired of us repeating this cycle. Like, I'm tired of, my tired is tired. And that's why we have these conversations. Again, I cannot fix the man, but I can surely help us as women help fix ourselves and get back to that space where it's saying, like, sis, it's okay. When did we get to the place where we have these conversations with us as women? Like, girl, you did that for him. I wouldn't be buying him no shirt. I wouldn't be sending him here. I wouldn't be helping him get through school. Well, you wouldn't. You're right. You wouldn't. And that's why you're not with him.
That part.
And sometimes when you're in those spaces, right, you have to know which friends you can talk to about what. I don't talk to everybody about everything. I have 2 friends that I can talk to them about everything. From every place, every room in my house, I could talk to them about. And that's how we share, because it's safe. We don't tear each other down. We help each other do better and be better. We keep it 100 with each other. We keep each other accountable and responsible, but we have to make sure that we are not perpetuating this cycle of tearing our men down. We got to make sure our laps are safe. So we have to start doing the opposite. And like I said at the beginning of the show, we got to start putting our knees together instead of pulling them apart. Put them together. Create a lap and make sure it's safe. So he has a place where he can come and be. I want to leave space. I hope y'all have enjoyed this conversation on tonight. It is always so good. Coach, you know you the bomb.com. That's my dude from way back, my friend for life. And just, again, I am always so grateful that God reconnected us at the right time. And for this season, Keena says most men don't receive a gift, so we got to be the gift that they keep getting, and that's true. That's true. There's nothing wrong. Listen, bring your man home some ice cream. Bring him home a cup of coffee. Bring him some socks just because. You know what I'm saying? Just like, babe, these socks are so comfortable. I just want your feet right to be okay. Not because it's Father's Day. Don't give him the tie and the grill and all that. Like, dude, send him to the spa. I know you've never been there, sir, but I'm gonna send you. You know, and even if you, okay, because it's after 8:30. And it says create the spa at home. You know what I'm saying? And I mean create it.
Yes.
Go rent the table. Go get the candles. Go find the lotion and the oil and all that good stuff. Listen, I'm trying. I've been married. I'm talking for the married because I was once married. Oh, I believe in creating an environment. Yeah, I believe it. What do you like? What fragrances do you like? Even if you don't ask him, spray his cologne. Listen, one of the things, put his cologne on you. Let him smell himself on you. He bought the cologne because he liked it. Okay. Am I talking right, Coach?
You're talking so right.
You better talk, girl.
This cologne mixes with your fragrance, it creates a whole nother level of
Absolutely.
fragrance.
Absolutely.
He's like, what is that? You wearing my, because he bought it because he liked it. If you got to know your man. If he's a scent person, is
But
it
because of
worth
what's in y'all, it's gonna come out different, and he gonna be like,
it?
whoa.
Come on. He gonna
Wear
want that
a
all
nail.
the time. He gonna
Wear
buy
a
and
nail.
tell him, no, I don't want you to buy me a bottle. I like using yours. Men,
like
men,
you.
you know, men, they like that. I'm just saying. I was married before, so I'm just saying. I'm sharing. I'm trying to help the people. You
So
know,
true.
cater. Create your own. Create your own. Go get the foot spa. Don't be
Yeah.
afraid to get it going. But he may not have ever had a pedicure before, but don't be afraid to go ahead and create that space for him. He might not want to go to the nail salon.
True. True.
Create it in your house. Go to Kmart, Walmart, whatever mart, buy you some pillows, throw them around.
Oh my
Let him
goodness.
come home, get you a backdrop of Hawaii, whatever. I'm just saying.
She dropping jewels.
If you kneel before your man to do his feet,
Ooh, say
he
what
is
now?
gonna be like. If you, first of all, the fact that you kneeling is already gonna be like, it's gonna
The
give him
king
heart
in him gonna come
palpitation.
out. The
It's
king
gonna,
comes out.
it's already gonna give him heart palpitations. Like, what you doing? What you doing? What you doing? Because again, we don't know how to react to this because we're so used to being the one that gives. But any man would love when a woman is just, I got you. I'm doing this. This is you. And again, this is not taken away for what men should do. But we do so many shows on that. When do we speak to what? How do you do to him? How do you cater to him? How do you move to him? And again, I know people would say, oh, but I do all this in a minute. We're not talking about the negative man, because we always hear that. Let's talk about this man that really wants to be your everything. He really wants to be your at home. He really wants to create this life with you. Let's talk about him. How do we do those things for him? And you got to do it. You got to be able to be in the mindset. And listen, ladies, the reason why we have shows like Lady Dawn is because maybe you never heard it. Take these nuggets and run with them. Like I said, I'm creating these whole modules to get ready to come together for a reason, because I wanted people to do it. I used to do my marriage retreat for a reason, so that you can get this information that you do not get. We, even today, with all of the technology we have, it's still so negative, Lady Dawn. It's two groups fighting against each other. It's like, at this point, the man against the woman. Like every podcast is putting down the woman or putting down the man. Or it's like, do we have any podcast where we can lift each other up, which is what you just said, that we can lift each other up, that we can push each other, that we can encourage each other. And that here's what I hate that we're missing. Can we go back to loving each other?
Come on, say that again.
Like, what is so missing? Like, I'm talking about genuine loving just Dawn. Like, not what Dawn can do, not what Dawn has, not how Dawn is built, just Dawn. Can I go back to loving Michael? Can I go back to love? We don't love each other. We don't love each other. We don't like each other. I like what you can do. How do I know? Because if I can't do it no more, now you out. So you don't really love. But when you love me, there is something about that emotion right there that is so beyond understanding. The scripture says that love thing will no longer be puffed up. That love thing will not remember things or keep bringing that love thing is so amazing that there's a whole chapter written about it, or verses written about it. It's so much that Jesus come from heaven, not because of obligation. He comes from heaven because of love. He doesn't come for obligation. The Bible says he so loved the world that he gave. There is something so powerful for that. If women say, I want my man to be able to give his life, like to do what Christ did, because the Bible said, love your woman as Christ loved the church. He loved the church so much that he was willing to do whatever he could. Not only was he able to give his life, but he also protected. He also provided. That's what love. Your love is to respect. We honor God. We reverence God. We respect God. If we can get back to loving each other, that is so missing in marriages. When I counsel them now, Lady Dawn, I'm almost in tears when I get off the phone, when I listen to how they talk to one another. I'm like, these people don't love each other. We got to get back. And that's my goal, is to get people back to the place. Song said, love make you do some crazy things.
Make you do right.
So the song says, I keep my heart under lock and key because love makes me do some crazy things. No, love should make you want to do some things that there's nothing in the world I wouldn't do for you because I love you. And when you love each other, you serve each other. We say this, and I'm in because it's 9 o'clock. Love make you serve, sow, and support. Love makes you serve, sow, and support. It will make you serve your spouse, sow into your spouse, and support your spouse. That's what love does. Jesus serves us, he sows into us, and he supports us. We serve him, we sow into him, and we support. Love makes you serve, sow, and support. I know we got 5 minutes. Nietzsche wanted to jump back in here. I done talked long enough. I just appreciate it.
You talking good, sir. Look, I can't even get my words out. Come on, Lady Anitra, share your final thoughts on tonight.
I mean, I'm loving all of it. Absolutely. I think I don't like now. I'm throwing. I'm like, wait a minute, now, sir. What else? So and support. I'm like lighting him up. Okay. I'm like, all right, wait my candles. Let me get some stuff going. You know, one of the things that we were talking about, and I think I just put it in the chat where they're talking about the thermostat. Well, two things: the thermostat, and that's also knowing the season your man is in. You know, the thermostat changes. That temperature changes outside depending on season. So are you paying attention to know what season he's in so that you can adjust accordingly? Like we don't pay enough attention or know when the season has even changed in their lives that we don't now. We're stuck in winter and they're in summer.
Wow.
And so how does that now? How are we helping? So if we don't keep up with the season or the life changes in our man, then we also miss those moments. And the other thing was about, it made me go to the 90s. I think it's 90s because, you know, I'm kind of old sitcom when on Different World, when she said, relax, relate, and release. The lap, every time you said it, I kept getting this picture. If my lap is open, things fall through it. It can't hold anything. But if my lap is closed, there's a place where you can relax. Now we can relate in this relaxed space. And yes, it's after 9, so we can release some things. Not just, you can release it how you need to release it. And then you can allow him to release because they are, I'm going to go to a little place, depositors. They have to get rid of that excess. And we are the incubator for them. We receive it. So there is a part that is going to be in that intimate space that they have to release. They're going to release emotionally, physically, and spiritually. So your lap can be gap. I'm going to say this because I'm kind of can be gap open all the time. You're dropping stuff. Things are falling through. You have to glue them shut to let him relax first so that you can relate to where he's at and what he's going through. And then come on with the release. I'm just saying.
That's good.
But we have to just think about the things that we're doing.
My God.
Now, ain't nothing wrong with the release. I'm just going to say that. Ain't nothing wrong with the release. But let's get there. This is a process. It can't be the first thing. You can't just release. That's not going to work. But that's, you know, and you talked about that. Samson got up and tear down a gate. Come on. He shouldn't be able to do that.
Nope.
So that's mine. It was wonderful. Thank you, Bishop. I'm sorry. Thank you, Coach Claiborne. I'll call you Chief Commander in the morning. I think it's Friday tomorrow. But thank you, Lady Dawn. I love that about the lightening him up. Like, oh my God. And of course, I love the fact that you're like me. We got to get us straight. And we have to be honest. We're not always very honest. We want to blame everything on the man, ladies. That's not true. We got some work to do. And so love is that place. Love is the place that we seek right and not wrong. So thank you. Thank you for having me on tonight. I love being on here with you guys.
I love it. I love it. I love it. There's no other place that I would rather be than here with you guys. I am always so glad we get to, you know, I'll share this. The reason why, part of the reason why I write under the name Lady Dawn. So that's really part of what one of the main reasons why everybody calls me Lady Dawn, and I'm going somewhere with this. And I've been in ministry since I was about 23. I'll be 55. So over half my life. I said, God, I never introduced myself as minister, psalmist, prophetess, elder, any of that. And, and y'all pray for me because my ordination is Sunday. So, I'm grateful for that, waiting to get through it. But I never, and anyone who knows me, I never lead out. When you mentioned earlier in the show about when people say, who are you? Like, tell me about you. I never lead out with any of those things that are not psalmist, not nothing. If you ask me, I'll always say Lady Dawn or Dawn B or whatever. I had to really pray about it because someone asked me, how can you never say, people say, I didn't know that you were in ministry and I didn't know that you did this and I know that you did that. And I said, okay, there's a reason why. And I had to pray and I asked God about it. And truthfully, the reason why I don't is because God said to me, as much as you are in ministry space, thank you, Keena. I appreciate it. Y'all pray hard, okay? I've been crying every day for the last 2 weeks. I know how you feel, Bishop. But the reason why God said, don't lead out with a title or any of that, because titles are always going to change as you go and as you grow. But one thing that you will always be is a lady. And that's how you identify yourself. Not by your title, by who you are. And I call you're my daughter. I call you a lady. And that's who I want you to be at every level. This is who I am. But elder is what I do. Psalmist is what I do. Prophetic is what I do. Writing is what I do. But who I am is a lady. So you always find out who you are and identify with who you are, because you will attract what you become. So ladies, as we become ladies, you will start to attract gentlemen. And that's the kind of man that you want to create your lap, put them together to make a safe place for him to be. So I'm just going to say it one more time. Make sure that you become the lady that you need to be so that you can attract the gentleman that you deserve to create this safe space for you and for him, or for him and for you. Because you create a safe space for him, he will create a protective environment for you. It's reciprocation. Don't expect for him to create a lap because you created a lap. That's not how it works. You create the lap for safety. His shoulders are broad. I told you, it's something about them shoulders. It does it for me. Just listen. I'm saying they just okay. I know it's after 8:30, but I'm just saying I'm coming back because I'll be done going left in a second. It'll be the after 9:30 show in a minute. But that's how we have to partner with each other. So please make sure that you go to Coach Claiborne's website. I'm telling you, this man does everything. He's coaching. These are just nuggets, y'all. We didn't even get into the book. We just was touching on the title. So you didn't even get into the book. You didn't even get to the meat. Y'all, this was just like a sip or something in between, between the meals. Pastor Chris said the power is in the shoulders. My God, let's talk about them shoulders. I said don't take me back there because I'm about to go left. Something about them shoulders. My God. But yes, so make sure you go to Coach's website. Make sure that you go to get his books on Amazon. I promise you, it'll bless you. Follow him. He is on Facebook. He is on IG. He is on probably Twitter. He's on every social network that you can imagine.
You better believe it.
Follow him. Become a part of the community. He is the chief commander in our prayer room. He is the set man of the house on the life room on Clubhouse. Come on over, pray with us, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I promise you, you will get prayer, a good word, and you will be blessed. It will change your life. He has a prayer retreat coming up. I plan on doing a show with just sharing everybody's information and events and things coming up, allowing them to come on and share personally, because there's so many resources. People are walking in their purpose to be a resource for you to be blessed. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys for joining on tonight. I appreciate you so much, Coach. You know you're a permanent part of Thursday Night with Lady Dawn B. He's about to set Thursday nights off. We tagging each other. We making Thursday night the night to be. It's just gonna be the best night of the week, and he's gonna share about that too. You have some good stuff coming up, right?
Yep. We're gonna be doing Thursday nights after dark. We're doing Marriage Made Better. I'm helping married couple to be made better, and that is my passion. That is my heartbeat. So we're definitely doing that. Again, stay tuned, stay connected. You guys are going to be seeing when I'm going to be dropping my 8-week course, and there will be a course fee. And it's going to be up there a little bit, but it's worth it. The information. I'm going to be bringing on a few special guests who their passion is about creating that safe environment. So it is called the LAPE, learning another perspective. Learning another perspective. Sometimes you got to be deprogrammed to be reprogrammed. How do you get that safe lap for the next one? Like Lady Dawn said, I can't fix them jokers that I had before, but she want to be prepared for the next one. How do I be prepared for whom God has for me if I'm a wife in waiting or a wife future wife? How do I create if I'm already a wife? I had people who brought the books, been married 20 years. It was like, I never even knew. I didn't even think that it was so important to him to have a safe lap. I've had many people tell me stories that they brought this book for that reason. I had one lady brought several of the books for their marriage ministry, First Lady. And she said when she started reading it, she was like, I thought I brought it for them. And she was like, I had to look and find my own self in it for a bishop, because she said I was so used to, she's married to a bishop. I was so used to just being First Lady and a bishop, and even at home, that I didn't even know that him being a bishop needed that safe place when he comes away from ministry, when he comes away from church. And she said she began to change her atmosphere in her home as a First Lady. They were so busy doing ministry that they forgot how to do marriage. And so now they started doing marriage, and she created that space for him and realized some things that she didn't know, that sometimes he dealt with depression after preaching. That because he wants to be the best. She never knew that. All these years that she's been married to him, she never knew that. But she created the environment that even, that sometimes he's feel nervous because they have a budget. Sometimes he worries about how the budget is going to get through for their mentor pay. She never knew all of those things because she never created that space, even though she's a great woman. So you not having a safe lap doesn't mean that you're not a great wife or great woman. You just did not create that space so that he can be all of that he can be. And so I'm looking forward, you guys. Coming up Thursday nights, we're going to be doing this. I'm looking forward to all the things. The marriage retreat is coming on Tophelia, July 11th through the 13th, right there in Paris, Florida. Absolutely amazing. Lady Dawn was there last year. So powerful. If you really want to get your prayer strength up, get your prayer muscle up, you need to make your way to Tophelia, July 11th to the 13th, right there in Paris, Florida. Go to my Facebook page, go to my Instagram. We're sharing it, we're talking about it, and you'll learn some great things. My Instagram is PMCMIN. My Facebook is Michael Claiborne. But you can find me on Twitter on PMC. You can find me on TikTok on PMC, which is Prophet Michael Claiborne. So you can find me all of those places. And if you can't find me nowhere else, just go to michaelclaiborne.com. Everything is there.
And if you can't find him nowhere else, always look over here, because he gonna be a regular on this space. We have to get these nuggets up out of him. I'm just saying. So I want to thank everybody for joining on tonight. I appreciate you all so very much for taking this time. You could have spent your time anywhere, but you chose to be here with us, and I love you for that. I want to invite you all. This segment was so great because it leads us up to June. June is going to be the bomb month. Why? because we are dedicating the entire month of June to our men. Men don't get the appreciation. They talk about Mother's Day goes on for 6 years and Father's Day is going on for 4 hours and you get the same tie and socks and the same spatula for your grill. You know, y'all just get disrespected. But we not going to treat you like that over here on the Bravo Network. It ain't going to go down like that. So Thursday night, every Thursday night for the month of June, it is dedicated to the men. And the men of the Men's Lounge are going to be highlighted, spotted. They're going to be on pretty much every show. They'll be in and out of different segments, but it is all dedicated to the men. Ladies, come on, tune in, tap in. It's going to be amazing. I promise you, we're crossing stuff over June 6th, next Thursday. The first Thursday in June is usually for the ladies' room, and the ladies are still going to be here, but the ladies' room is going to be talking about men's emotional health. We're going to ask the question, how are you feeling? Because we as women need to understand these places. We want to know to our men, how are you feeling? How are you doing? We got to pause to ask them that question, which is a part of our discussion tonight. And our special highlighted guest is going to be none other than the Queen of Bravo herself, Pastor Sheila Ingram, who is a licensed counselor. So she's going to come and talk about and help us to understand that men's emotional health is important. So please tune in with us. Then on the 13th, we're going to be focusing on men's heart health, asking them what's behind your beat. What is it that makes the heart of our men beat? We need to understand what causes them to have that beat and keep that rhythm. And the special guest on that night is going to be my brother, Pastor Charles Humphrey. He's going to come on and share. He's an amazing pastor out on the West Coast. Then on the 20th, we're going to have the Men's Lounge. Every third Thursday of the month is always the Men's Lounge. It's always testosterone completely. I'm the only estrogen, just so y'all know what is coming. And on that night, we're going to be discussing a song that Pastor Chris brought to the group. It's called To Be a Man. So if you get a chance, go listen to it. Because it
That's
bears
one of my
the
favorite
heart.
songs.
Yeah. Ladies, you need to hear it. It's important that when we hear the men's voices, because something happens when men speak and our men are crying out. They are silently screaming, and we need to open up ourselves to hear them. So listen to that song if you can. So our men of the Men's Lounge are going to come on. They're going to talk about it. They're going to share, and we want to give them space to do so and hear what they have to say and know how we can put their words into action after that. And then we're going to end the month of June with the last men's topic will be the men's mental health. What's on your mind? We want to know what is going on with our men, what is happening with the men, how are the men feeling, what's going on with them, what are you thinking? Our men carry on a lot of thoughts and do not. Oh, somebody came back just as we're ending. Our men carry a lot in their mind and don't say anything. But we want to position ourselves to ask them to create a space to find out what is on your mind and how can we help. And our special guest on that night is going to be my spiritual mom, Dr. Tresmaine Grimes, who is a she's amazing. She's been in Who's Who in America. She's a dean of psychology. She's just amazing in every way. So all of these things for the month of June, ladies and gentlemen. Number one, men, it is so that you have an opportunity to speak so we can hear you. And ladies, is an opportunity for us to listen, be quiet, and let our men be heard so that we can learn how to serve them better so that they can show up better. And we make sure we are being the support that they need. Nothing in return. Men, we are just going to be here for you for the month of June. So like, subscribe, and share. Be sure to tune in and join us. Thank you again so much, Coach Claiborne, for being here. My kin, Lady Anitra, for being here. Minister Anitra. Pastor Chris, thank you for popping back on the Psalmist Voice. We appreciate you. We love you. We are out. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Follow everybody. And we will see you again next Thursday. Have a great night, everybody. Go ahead, Coach.
watching catapult.
It's after 9. You can get it in. You can get it in.
Like a projection, every struggle and lesson, your issues ain't your
That's my song. That's right. We're gonna turn it up. Make sure we
Do it with your shoulders. Do it with your shoulders, Coach.
I'ma make the rest of my life.
Do it with your shoulders, Coach Michael.
Make the rest of my life the best of my life.
On the
Yeah, I'ma
shoulders.
make the rest of my life like what? I'ma make the rest of my life like what? Gonna
It's a seat.
my life the best of my life.
Yeah.
I'm no celebration. I know without a need of a validation.
Good night, everybody. See y'all next week.
Without a need of a validation.